Welcome. I'd like to welcome the Lieutenant Governor, POLITO, and our representatives, Hay and Benson, and introduce our town manager, LEMIEUX, who's going to serve as our master of ceremonies for this afternoon.
Welcome, everyone. Lieutenant Governor POLITO, Representative Hay, Representative Benson, Senator Flanagan's office, my esteemed fellow employees and citizens of Lunenburg. Thank you all for coming today to be present for today's ceremonial signing of the Community Compact between the town of Lunenburg and the Commonwealth. First off, I want to thank Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor POLITO for the commitment your administration has put forth to partner with cities and towns by providing the outreach and the resources to build better communities. I would also like to acknowledge the Chairman of the Board of Selectmen, Jamie TOALE, the other members of the Board of Selectmen, Tom Alonzo, Phyllis Luck, Paula Bergstrom, and Bob Ebersol, because without their commitment to join the Community Compact program, we would not be here today. I first heard about the Community Compact program in the summer of 2015 while at my previous job, and we jumped on the proverbial bandwagon by signing up for 3 best practices. The program was just getting going, and it was easy as picking 3 choices from a drop-down list. We were immediately contacted by Mass IT to implement an IT best practice, the UMass Collins Center to do a capital plan, and our regional planning agency to hire a shared town planner. The outreach was immediate, the funding was available, and the outcomes, which happened within a year, were a success. When I was interviewing for the town manager position here this past fall, knowing that Lunenburg had discussed the Community Compact program but had not yet signed up for it, I mentioned that it was a program we had great success in at my previous job. After coming on board here in January, the Selectmen and I began discussing entering the Community Compact program, the best practice program. And now, in year 2 of the program, there are numerous choices to choose from. It was a hard decision to choose just 3 out of many choices. But it was narrowed down to 2 information technology best practices that included performing cybersecurity assessment and a citizen engagement plan, as well as an energy and environment best practice to implement stormwater management measures. Our IT director, Steve Malandrinos, has embraced working with Mass IT and thinking of the possibilities for our 2 IT best practices. And the Stormwater Task Force Committee is full steam ahead on their best practice. The onboard experience has been a repeat for me of last time. The outreach was immediate, and the funding has been made available. To say we're excited about the grant awards to implement these best practices is an understatement. We have other exciting projects on the immediate horizon, such as a $10 million transportation improvement project on Summer Street, a $2 million road improvement project on Chase Road, joining the Complete Streets program, an award to design a regional animal control building, and in 2 days, annual town meeting that will decide the fate of a variety of topics. All of these things in the best practice programs aim to make our community a better place to visit, work, and live. Thank you, Lieutenant Governor, for your commitment to the town of Lunenburg and making it a better place to visit, work, and live. So this time I'd like to invite Representative Hay and Representative Benson up to say a word.
Rep. Hay has nominated me to speak as the elder statesman of the delegation. But
How the state house works, by the way.
Yeah, that's right. Well, if you left it up to the women, right, things might run even smoother. So, welcome to everyone. Welcome, Lieutenant Governor. I will start by saying I had the great fortune of serving with the Lieutenant Governor in the House and sat behind her, or
Near me.
near you, yes, and in my first term, and so, you know, there is something that I always say when I go out and people giggle and they don't think it's true, but it totally is. When it comes to the district and your district delegation, there is no party. It's all about what we do for our towns. And I love that you have continued that concept, that idea, that dedication to community by continuing this, or starting and working through this program, which is a great way of supporting cities and towns and doing a lot of the work that they need to do. And having served here in Lunenburg for years, and then now I have 6 towns in my district that are smaller towns, I know sometimes it's hard to get those extra resources around new projects, new ideas, getting help and advice and guidance. And so this is the 5th town out of the 6 in my district to sign a community compact. So I'm very excited to congratulate Lunenburg for deciding to partner with the state, to thank the Lieutenant Governor for all of her work, and I think it's just terrific to see your effort for not just now from your own district, but to bring that to the entire Commonwealth. So thank you so much, and thank you to Lunenburg. So congratulations.
I just want to say one thing. This is a partnership that works, and that's how government should work.
Sure. So thank you very much. It's an honor to be here in Lunenburg at your beautiful library. I met your young adult librarian. She looks like everything wonderful with her princess crown and her dress. Beautiful greeting. She's just a wonderful addition to your team. It's an honor to be here. So thank you very much. Heather, you did a beautiful job really highlighting the importance of this partnership between state and local government. Good choice for recruiting her to your community to lead the way in terms of the management of Lunenburg. Thank you to all the board for serving. I was able to start my public service in my hometown of Shrewsbury about 22 years ago this week. And certainly when I was elected to the Board of Selectmen then, I didn't know that my public service would take me this far. I just always worked on what was important and what was in front of me, and it's quite a great honor to be able to serve alongside of Charlie Baker, to lead this Commonwealth, but most importantly to work with my colleagues both in the legislature and in local government. This is truly a team effort, and I hope that you feel that in our Commonwealth. We have a bipartisan team of leadership that's absolutely working together to get stuff done in a very positive and constructive and collaborative way, and that's pretty powerful. And I think it's because of that kind of leadership that Massachusetts has earned the recognition from U.S. News and World Report as the #1 state in the country. That's a real measure of how people feel in their communities. And when you think about what this is all about, why you serve as selectmen or leaders in this community, why you are in public positions on the public workforce in this community, it's really about improving the quality of life and helping people. Our vision in this very first executive order, which was intentional to signal right out of the box when we started that we wanted to build this strong relationship between state and local government, was to empower the grassroots, empower local government to do better and to do more with the resources and support that you need to be successful. And if we can strengthen local government in all 351 cities and towns, we will knit together a stronger Commonwealth of Massachusetts. And we will do this, as the representatives have highlighted, not from the top up, not from Beacon Hill directing and telling you what to do, but instead asking you to think about your future. What is it that you want to work on, and how can we help support you to get that done? And that's why this compact is actually working, and I'm pleased to say that you are the 283rd community, 283rd community to sign in to the Commonwealth Community Compact Program. I mean, that's pretty powerful. And what I love about it, it's voluntary and it's funded, because we don't believe in unfunded mandates, right? As a former selectman, and Charlie as well. We do that. So the voluntary is funded, and you're choosing what you want to work on from a menu of ideas. I think there are about 130 best practices now populated into this program. And for you to choose improving technology to better engage and inform and communicate with your citizens really is empowering. Whether you're an older adult or a newcomer to this community, they will get the information they need to have a good experience here. Or cybersecurity, we all know that we need to have backup. We need to keep the information that flows through this community's government safe and secure. So I know your IT director is really excited to get going using these grants to bring that here. And then the stuff that just really matters, the basic stuff, the water infrastructure and stormwater management, all those things that cost a lot. You need to manage, you need to have plans, and you need to have support. And for you to take that one on as well is very important. And it will lead to other opportunities to partner with state government for some of the larger grants that can help you build out your infrastructure here in Lunenburg. So the program is working. Congratulations for signing in and for doing what you're doing. But we need to keep up our end of the bargain too. You have two, and Senator Flanagan, great legislative leadership here. This is a delegation of legislators that's truly in tune with what the needs are here of the Northern County and articulate them quite well in their work on Beacon Hill and with my office and the governor. And through the budgeting, through the policies, we need to continue to provide the funds, whether it's Chapter 70, we were able to add $300 million more since taking office to the Chapter 70 program, or local aid, being able to increase that at the same percentage growth in state revenues, although we wish the state revenue growth was a little more robust. And of course today, because the legislature sent the bill over to us, the House and the Senate, Chapter 90 funds are now certainly flowing your way to maintain your roads and your sidewalks. 80% of the roads in this Commonwealth are municipal roads, so you need to have those dollars to take care of them. People take measure of that when you drive into a community to see the condition of things. And you certainly are signaling that this is a community that's prepared, you have strong leadership, and you care about how it looks and feels for the people who come here every day to live, but to visit and to work as well. I want to also thank you for your partnership, because I have the very best job in state government. I am literally in the front seat, visiting personally city halls, town halls, public places, and meeting people who are making decisions at the grassroots. And we learn in these travels things that we can do better and do more of. One of the things I learned is that we have a lot of small bridges and culverts in Massachusetts that are yours. They're all yours. And they're expensive to maintain, they're expensive to repair, and if they break down and people have to get detoured, your phones ring. It's a very messy thing. So we created a small bridge program because of input from you. It's a $50 million program over the next 5 years to help you pay for the cost to keep these structures repaired and certainly maintained. Complete streets, being able to use the funds through Mass DOT to better connect people and vehicles and bicycles to coexist safely in neighborhoods and places in your communities, also available to you. Things like MassWorks that we talked about, and the Parks Grants, and being a green community, all of those things emanate from this relationship, including the fact that when we came into office, we asked you, how can state government better serve you? You came up with 1,300 plus ideas. So we actually took those into consideration, and we created a bill called the Municipal Modernization Bill. I mean, how technical can you get, right? It was 200 pages filled with all great stuff for you. And we sent it over to the legislature, and in their wisdom, they broke it up into 5 pieces, held 5 public hearings. People came from all over the state to testify. And as an example of the bipartisan leadership, the good government that we have, that bill made it to the governor's desk and we passed it into law last year. It could have very easily been sidetracked. Too big, too complicated, you know, let's do that another day, but we didn't. These 2 legislators and Senator Flanagan stood up, pushed, really knew that the tools in there would help you. You know, let's get rid of the obsolete laws that cost your department heads and staff too much time and energy to comply with no usefulness. And let's streamline and let's, you know, peel back some of those layers. And we did it. So more to come like that. So that's what this relationship is all about. And if we can just better prepare this Commonwealth through the grassroots, what we're doing is setting this Commonwealth, these communities up for better success for the next generation. I'm a mother of 2 children, 13 and 11 years old. We have Representative Benson's daughter here today. You are the next generation, and we want you and your peers across this Commonwealth to have all the opportunity to lay your own roots in a community where you were born and raised, because there's good jobs and opportunities for you to begin a career and wrap your life around that kind of job, because there are good schools that someday you can send your kids to, and there's a good, safe, and healthy community that you can raise a family and live and work. And that is really the collective success that we can all feel proud of when that next generation has it. And it's all here in this Commonwealth. That's why we're #1, and we need to work hard to keep that #1 position. We're competitive people here in this Commonwealth. We're winners, right? We like to win. We want to keep that going. So finally, I just want to say thank you to our chiefs and the members of your departments, the fire department and your police department, and to all of your colleagues across the Commonwealth who wear the uniform to protect and serve our communities. That is government's #1 job, and we are so grateful that you would choose this line of profession and be prepared at the call for any moment when it comes to help this community and others across the state. Your work has become increasingly more difficult, especially with the issues of opiate addiction that plague every single community in this Commonwealth, and we all certainly need to work harder, smarter, and aggressively together to combat that everywhere. So today's a milestone moment for this community and for us, and we thank you for joining in. Continue to do your good job, and we'll continue to be a good, strong, reliable partner to all of you.
We will invite the chairman of the board up.
I'm happy to sign on behalf of the town. I'd just like to take a minute and say that when Governor Baker and Lieutenant Governor Polito were elected, I was thrilled with their backgrounds in local government and optimistic of what they could do for local communities, and I have not been disappointed. Our board studies things and we analyze things, and it took us a little longer to get all the way to the signature stage. But Heather joining us and sharing with us her good experience in her previous town certainly made us happy to join. And I don't think I've ever been proud of a number like 283 since my draft lottery in 1971. But thank you.
Thank you.
Take a little picture. Representatives.
We do this a lot.
You again.
Great stuff. Thank you all very, very much.